We know it's bad out there, and we are all struggling.
Yeah, some people are even having a hard time paying rent.
Oh my God.
Hey everyone, I'm Rebecca and welcome to Watch Mojo. Today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 SNL sketches of the century so far.
Kanye West, you need a mint for your Kanye breath. And when I'm done with you, there's gonna be no Kanye's left.
Y'all got any cheese?
For this list, we're looking at the funniest and most influential Saturday Night Live sketches that aired between 2000 and 2020. What's your favorite SNL sketch? Be sure to let us know in the comments. All right, let's get to it.
Number 20, Natalie Raps. Natalie Portman is one of the most accomplished actresses of this century. She generally isn't associated with comedy, however, or hip-hop for that matter. When she hosted in 2006, audiences were pleasantly surprised that Portman can not only be hilarious, but she's kind of a boss. An interview takes a shocking turn when the usually graceful Portman breaks out in an angry rap about her life.
Roll up on NBC, inspect the Snapchat sucker! What you want, Natalie? To drink and fight! What you need, Natalie?
Although Portman seems like an unlikely person to go on a musical rampage, she sells every profanity-laced lyric, making this digital short especially priceless. The rap proved so popular that it inspired a sequel, complete with Andy Samberg's Viking.
I'm a mother now. It's really changed my perspective.
And do you find it difficult juggling kids in a career?
You can juggle these nuts.
What?
When I gave birth, I didn't even push.
Now that Portman's a mother, she's even more hardcore. Just don't mention the prequels. Number 19, Sean Spicer Press Conference. We look to SNL for political commentary, and part of what keeps us coming back are the spot-on impressions. Melissa McCarthy as Sean Spicer is one of the strangest casting decisions, but also one of the most brilliant.
I'm not here to be your buddy. I'm here to swallow gum, and I'm here to take names.
During his time as White House press secretary, Spicer wasn't exactly known for his calm demeanor or getting all the facts straight. In a transformative performance that helped her win an Emmy, McCarthy captures Spicer's spicy attitude to comedic perfection. The first time you see her, it may take a second to realize that it's McCarthy playing Spicer. Now, however, McCarthy's hot-headed performance is intertwined with Spicer's legacy. While Spicer's White House stint was brief, McCarthy's impersonation guaranteed that we wouldn't forget his eccentric tendencies.
When it comes to these decisions, the Constitution gives our president lots of power, and Steve Bannon is the key advisor.
Number 18, Diner Lobster.
Sometimes the best SNL sketches are the ones that initially showed little promise.
All right, everyone, the time has come. We've got an order here for one lobster.
Diner Lobster was rejected when John Mulaney and Colin Jost wrote it in 2010. But Mulaney dug up the old sketch when he hosted in 2018. It starts off simply enough as Pete Davidson orders a lobster, even though diners don't exactly have the best reputation for seafood.
Who am I? And why am I condemned to boil alive?
Despite everyone's warnings, Davidson insists on having lobster, which turns out to be Kenan Thompson channeling Jean Valjean. This musical sketch is just starting to get weird, as then the lobster's devastated daughter pleads for his life, and a barricade of lobster traps enters the scene.
This diner has incredible set design.
We're not sure how we got from Lobster to Les Miserables. Just like Davidson, however, we can't hide our laughter.
Number 17, The Californians, Stewart's dad.
The Californians evolved into a recurring sketch parodying valley speak and soap opera cliches. Above all else, it's a sketch series about California highways.
Hey, I want to go ahead and leave. What's the best way out of here?
I can't deal with this right now. Just take Manzanita down to Olympic, make a ride over by the Vons Pavilions, take that all the way down to Robertson.
Even when Stewart's long-lost father, played by Mick Jagger, pays an unexpected visit, it doesn't take long for several California streets to force their way into the conversation.
For years, I was a lost soul. Then one day, I decided to take a right on Hillhurst, and then a left onto Griffith Park Boulevard.
A truly great comedian can make reading the phone book funny, but this sketch somehow makes driving directions hilarious. As per usual, the exaggerated accents turn even the most straightforward lines into comedic gold.
Does anyone know how to get from Wilshire to the PCH?
Number 16, Liza Minnelli tries to turn off a lamp.
How long does it take you to turn off a lamp? A few seconds at most, probably. Yet this sketch squeezes 4 minutes of non-stop laughs out of the most basic premise imaginable.
Is there a little knob on here that you turn and everything goes black?
As the title suggests, the sketch is about Liza Minnelli, played to over-the-top perfection by Kristen Wiig, trying to turn off a lamp. Liza can't simply flip a switch, however. This run-of-the-mill task becomes a jazzy, not to mention tipsy routine right out of a cabaret.
You kick it once! You kick it twice! You kick it 3 times! And the lamp goes on and the party starts!
All the while, Jonah Hill just sits in a chair with his cigar, even though he could easily get up and turn off the lamp himself. Between Wiig's dedicated impression and physical comedy gifts, we can't help but get a kick out of every ridiculous moment.
Is it a foot chopper? Once! Twice! 3? Will a fussy neck do it?
Number 15, meet your second wife.
Now, this one pushes some boundaries. When we see an older man dating a significantly younger woman, most of the time we don't think that much about the actual amount of years separating them.
I understand your lovely wife Samantha is in the audience today. Yay, Brian! She seems great, for now.
But when you consider how young the woman would have been when the man is already an adult, the relationship in this light can seem a little off-putting, to say the least.
Hannah is currently an 8th grade student at Wellington Middle School, but one day, years in the future, she will be your second wife.
In this uproarious sketch, 3 men are given a chance to meet their future second wives on a twisted game show.
How many years old are you, Stacy?
The oldest is in the 8th grade, while the youngest is still a fetus. Making matters even more uncomfortable, their current wives are all in the audience. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, an always reliable comedic duo, play the show's chipper hosts.
This is ridiculous. I am not leaving Elaine.
You're right, you won't. Sadly, Elaine will pass away in a tragic kayaking accident.
What? Sorry, Elaine, we don't make the future, we just know it.
Number 14, a song from SNL, I Wish It Was Christmas Today.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Like Charlie Brown's Christmas Tree, the appeal of this song lies in its simplicity. The lyrics and melody are nothing extravagant. Even the performance has a phoned-in quality to it, with Horatio Sands doing the heavy lifting, while Jimmy Fallon occasionally plays the keyboard.
I don't care what your daddy says, Christmas time is dear.
Chris Kattan and Tracy Morgan really don't contribute much to the song itself, but the sketch would feel incomplete without them. As simple as it is, the song's catchy nature and irresistible charm struck a chord with audiences, so much so that the quartet returned for an encore. This would not be their last performance. Whether it's Memorial Day or Easter, the tune speaks to the kid in all of us that just wants it to be Christmas.
All I know is the Santa sleigh is making its way to the USA.
Number 13, Election Night. When Donald Trump pulled off a surprise presidential victory in 2016, a lot of Americans didn't know how to react. After such an unpredictable election cycle, SNL and guest host Dave Chappelle gave audiences exactly what they needed: a good laugh. Watching the election coverage, a group of Democrats is optimistic that Hillary Clinton has it in the bag. The only one who's skeptical is Chappelle, but he doesn't want to burst their bubble.
Yeah, well, of course he won Kentucky. I mean, that's where all the racists are.
All of them are in Kentucky?
He lets the news do that. The sketch is made even more hilarious by a cameo from Chris Rock, who sees eye to eye with Chappelle. For a lot of households around the country, this sketch captured the mood to a T, with a spoonful of comedy to make the results go down.
God, this is the most shameful thing America has ever done.
Number 12, Close Encounter.
Kate McKinnon has been an SNL MVP throughout the past decade, and her castmates could barely contain their laughter in this sketch.
I came to and saw a beautiful being made of like a beautiful calming light.
Yeah, same here. McKinnon, Cecily Strong, and Ryan Gosling play 3 people abducted by aliens.
I started peeing and one of the gray aliens slapped the wall and pointed at the bowl. So I got the hint, I kind of ducked, walked over the bowl, peed in it.
Yes, I see.
Whereas Strong and Gosling look back on the experience as profound and enlightening, McKinnon's abduction was more like a really intrusive medical examination.
These fancy cats are seeing God. Meanwhile, I'm starting phase 2, which is me sitting on a stool, while 40 gray aliens take turns gently batting my knockers around.
Although we never actually see what happened, listening to McKinnon recount her ordeal while casually smoking a cigarette is arguably even funnier. What's especially priceless is how matter-of-factly McKinnon delivers her jaw-dropping dialogue.
There's one gray alien by a door just kind of peeking out. I think he was the lookout.
Even after getting fondled by aliens and landing on a Long John Silver's without wearing pants, she treats the whole night more like a wild bender than First Contact.
Number 11, The Lovas with Barbara and Dave.
At this point during the soak, my lover and I usually crave spiced meats.
That's lava with an Whenever you step into a hotel hot tub, there's always a possibility that you're gonna end up soaking with some interesting strangers. For Jimmy Fallon's Dave, he finds himself sitting across from Roger and Virginia Clarvin. Played by Will Ferrell and Rachel Dratch, the Lovas sport thick accents and untamable hair. Matters get increasingly awkward as the two recount their lovemaking escapades, and Drew Barrymore's Barbara Hernandez drops by. The sketch was such a riot that the cast, most visibly Fallon, struggled to maintain a straight face throughout. The character breaking only makes the sketch more memorable, and given how bizarre the dialogue is, we're surprised the cast made it as far as they did without cracking up.
My back.
Is it your back? What? I thought the water might help.
Well, it doesn't help. Get the hell off me!
Number 10, Black Jeopardy with Tom Hanks.
Sean Connery may be MIA, but Black Jeopardy has become one of the most popular recurring SNL sketches of the past few years. As humorous as Drake and Eddie Murphy's appearances were, the game show's most memorable contestant thus far would have to be Doug, played by Tom Hanks.
Doug, you sure you're ready to play Black Jeopardy?
They told me a fella can win some money, so let's win me some money. Get her done.
From the second the camera pans to Doug in a Make America Great Again hat, the audience can tell they're in store for a wicked sketch. Instead of going for the obvious Trump jokes, the sketch continually subverts expectations as Doug fits in surprisingly well on the Black Jeopardy set.
If I can laugh and pray in 90 minutes, that is money well spent.
Oh, you know what, sir? I really appreciate you saying that. I like that. I really it's all good. Yeah, it's all good.
Just when it looks like the sketch is gonna slide by without any awkward moments, however, Doug is given the category Lives That Matter.
Well, it was good while it lasted, Doug.
Number 9, The Day Beyonce Turned Black.
At Super Bowl 50, Beyonce performed her new, quote, unapologetically black single Formation. Although the track was met with acclaim for its celebration of African American culture, its political subtext also attracted a fair deal of controversy.
What about single ladies?
She was black in that.
What about Jumpin' Jumpin'?
She was black in that too.
What about the Pink Panther movie?
Okay, yeah, she was white in that.
SNL poked fun at just how overblown this controversy was in a sketch where white people around the world suddenly realized, gasp, Beyonce is black. Beyonce had never made her pride in her identity a secret, but here, when she releases a song more explicitly about her race, white folks react a little strongly, which plays out like a suspenseful horror movie.
Honey, what are you listening to?
The new Beyonce song. I really like it.
Oh God, you're black too.
Oh, and if you're not a huge Beyonce fan, expect to hear from the Bagency soon.
I like most of her music.
Most? Get out of my store! She's the queen bee!
Number 8, I Just Had Sex.
The Lonely Island delivered some of their best satirical material during Andy Samberg's final years on SNL.
This is the tale of Captain Jack Sparrow.
While it's tempting to single out Jack Sparrow or Three-Way the Golden Rule, I Just Had Sex is truly something boastfully awesome. This digital short finds Akon and members of the Lonely Island standing on a roof, announcing to the world their exploits.
It was the best when I had the sex. Man, my penis felt great, and I called my parents right after I was done.
As excited as they are, their sexual partners, Blake Lively and Jessica Alba, aren't all that impressed. The same can be said about the other many listeners who are forced to hear about the guy's activities.
Looking at a watch. Doesn't matter how sex. But I cried the whole time. Doesn't matter how sex.
But the enthusiasm proves infectious though, and by the time the song nears its end, everyone is singing along.
Number 7, Sarah Palin and Hillary Clinton Address the Nation. SNL has given us some immortal impressions of political figures over the years, but Tina Fey as Sarah Palin easily takes the popular vote. From the debut sketch, Faye fully embodied Palin, from her looks to her distinctive voice. The only thing better than Faye as Palin is pairing her with Amy Poehler as Hillary Clinton. As they address the nation, the historic sketch explores how radically different these two are.
You know, Hillary and I don't agree on everything.
The only three things they seem to have in common is that they're both female politicians, both oppose sexism, and both were in reach of the White House. Of course, Palin got much closer in 2008, much to Clinton's annoyance.
Just look at how far we've come. Hillary Clinton, who came so close to the White House, and me, Sarah Palin, who is even closer.
The comedians reunited in another Palin sketch, with Poehler channeling Katie Couric this time. Number 6, Celebrity Jeopardy! Kathy Lee, Tom Hanks, Sean Connery, Burt Reynolds. While SNL introduced Celebrity Jeopardy in the 90s, this recurring sketch has remained a perennial favorite well into the 21st century. Arguably the funniest sketch was in 2009 when Will Ferrell returned to host. The celebrity lineup includes Kristen Wiig as Kathy Lee Gifford, Tom Hanks as a bumbling version of himself, and of course, Daryl Hammond as Sean Connery.
Negative $69. Okay, that wasn't your score.
Well, 69 is how I scored with your mother last night.
Oh, and Norm Macdonald also pops up as Burt Reynolds. Where did he come from? That's the real million-dollar question. Everything about the sketch, from the nonsensical categories to Gifford's uncontrollable drinking, to Connery's savage insults, to Hanks's committed incompetence, captures Celebrity Jeopardy at its finest.
Tom Hanks, you managed to give yourself a pretty nasty welt there. Let's see what you wrote. And you broke your podium.
Tying it all together is Ferrell's Alex Trebek, who miraculously maintains a straight face throughout the insanity. Number 5, Lazy Sunday. Although it wasn't the first digital short, Lazy Sunday was the first to explode into a viral phenomenon.
2, no 6, no 12, like a cousin. I told you that I'm crazy for these cupcakes, cousin.
It also helped put Andy Samberg and his fellow Lonely Island members on the map. Accompanied by Chris Parnell, Samberg takes to the streets to rap about two things: baked goods and the Chronicles of Narnia. After seeing Lazy Sunday just once, people could not get the song out of their heads, guaranteeing they'd re-watch the video a dozen more times. At a time when SNL was going through a rough patch, Lazy Sunday breathed new life into the long-running sketch comedy series, with infectious lyrics, just the right amount of silliness, and a digital format that would appeal to the blossoming YouTube generation. We love it! Number 4, Career Day.
Adam Driver may be best known for portraying the brooding Kylo Ren, but the Star Wars actor has demonstrated surprisingly strong comedic chops on SNL. Driver went undercover at Starkiller Base in another sketch, but he completely transformed himself in this instant classic. With the physical appearance of Albert Einstein and devilish persona of Daniel Plainview, an unrecognizable Driver plays Abraham H. Parnassus, an oil man who visits his son's school on Career Day.
For 82 years I've been an oil man, a baron, some have called me. Now what does an oil baron do? The answer? Crush your enemies!
His class presentation quickly escalates into a Shakespearean speech as Parnassus describes how he crushed his enemies and overcame a premature birth.
So they placed me in a cast iron pot inside of a pizza oven until I was ripe enough to walk.
As goofy as Driver looks and acts, he actually manages to bring a genuinely menacing quality to the stone-faced Parnassus, which makes the sketch all the more hysterical.
Number 3, Haunted Elevator featuring David S. Pumpkins.
On a haunted house elevator ride, a couple comes across many of the usual scary suspects, but they're thrown for a loop upon encountering Tom Hanks' David S. Pumpkins and his dancing skeletons.
How's it hanging? I'm David Pumpkins!
The couple doesn't understand why Pumpkins is present, and the audience is equally baffled by the sketch's intent. When this hit the airwaves, a lot of people weren't sure what to make of it.
I know, but who are you?
I'm David Pumpkins, man!
Okay, yeah, and David Pumpkins is...
his own thing!
And the skeletons are...
part of it!
Was this a work of brilliance or a work of random madness? In retrospect, it's a little bit of both. It's also developed into an iconic sketch that we look forward to revisiting every Halloween, or basically whenever we need a good laugh.
What's my name?
David S. Pumpkins!
Any questions?
The scariest thing to the mind is the unknown. Something similar can be said about comedy.
Number 2, In a Box.
Gonna give you something so you know what's on my mind.
The digital shorts found their groove with Lazy Sunday, but this music video is arguably the most iconic entry in this series. What's more, it officially solidified Justin Timberlake as one of the greatest SNL hosts ever. Timberlake, Sandberg, and 4 other songwriters would win an Emmy for scribing the tune, which is funny in and of itself. Of course, the song totally deserved to win the gold for its sensual yet goofy lyrics and outrageous setup.
Take a look inside. It's my in a box.
It's in a box. We can't say if the song will get you in the holiday spirit or the mood. We can guarantee, however, that it will make you laugh hard and repeatedly.
In a box. Every single holiday in a box.
The looks on Maya Rudolph and Kristen Wiig's faces whenever they look inside the boxes say it all.
I'm just gonna lay it out right now. Number 1 is by no means a big shocker, but it is a classic. So let's look at some honorable mentions, and then we will name our top SNL sketch of the century so far.
Star Wars Undercover Boss, Starkiller Base. Even on SNL, Adam Driver never misses a beat as Kylo Ren.
I ran into Kylo Ren in the bathroom. He told me to give you this.
After the rain comes the rainbow. Sorry, I killed your son.
Burn Your Enthusiasm. Fun fact, apparently Bernie Sanders and Larry David are distant cousins.
Oh my God, Mr. Bernie Sanders! Oh, I'm your biggest fan, and I'm telling you, I'm feeling the burn.
That's all.
Well, what do you mean? You don't think so? Shake my hand.
You coughed into your hand.
What up with that? This one will never get old.
What's up with that? What's up with that?
Grouch, Joker parody. All we have are positive thoughts.
Why do you think you're always in such a bad mood?
Is it me? Or are things getting worse out there?
National Anthem. Maya Rudolph is a national treasure.
The what? Sopara.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, more cowbell.
Fellas, it was sounding great, but I could have used a little more cowbell.
During the early 2000s, Christopher Walken starred in 2 classic sketches, Colonel Angus and, even more famous, More Cowbell.
I can't believe Bruce Dickinson digs our sound.
Easy, guys. I put my pants on, just like the rest of you, one leg at a time. Except, once my pants are on, I make gold records.
This is one of the most quotable SNL sketches ever, but what exactly makes it so memorable? 3 things in particular stand out. The line, more cowbell, is already funny, but Walken's offbeat delivery takes it up to 11. Will Ferrell, who co-wrote the sketch, brings his wild energy to the cowbell player, and his tight shirt earns bonus laughs. Finally, the idea of centering a whole sketch around a cowbell is so bizarre it's impossible not to smile. Now, whenever we listen to Don't Fear the Reaper, all we hear is more cowbell.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
That's actually one of the sketches that I think is improved by the fact that no one can keep a straight face. So, what is your favorite Saturday Night Live sketch so far this century? Be sure to let us know in the comments, or come tell me on Twitter or Instagram at Rebecca Brayton, or on my YouTube channel. See ya.